So there's this great example of Cuba. So there are documentaries available on the net on this. So what had happened is the USSR had collapsed. And Cuba, as you would know, is under embargo from the USA for decades now. Ever since it was born, it has had to face embargoes. So its biggest supporter was the USSR. And most of its oil and petroleum, fertilizers, etc. is to come from the USSR. Now, when the USSR collapsed, its biggest pipeline, Cuba's biggest pipeline for survival, was gone. Mm-hmm. And overnight, it ran out of its petroleum, it ran out of fertilizers, it ran out of everything that it needed to just survive. A failure of the electricity systems, they couldn't generate because of the lack of petroleum. They had no fertilizers, they couldn't run cars, they couldn't run tractors, they couldn't run lifts, so it was a mess. So everybody thought that Cuba would collapse. Yeah. Now what they did was, not only every household started their own kitchen gardens, but every locality, they started their community gardens. So they started growing the vegetables, they started growing their necessities, and which did not need too much of transport. They tried hydroponics, they imported a whole lot of bicycles from China. And so from vehicles, they went off to bicycles. And they did very well. So they didn't do it because they wanted sustainability. But overnight, from being a very, very carbon heavy economy, they became something that all people talking about sustainability aspire for, and they did it under political duress.